Guess you got what you came for. What's that? Surgery with the chainsaw.
He's got off.
Chainsaw.
He's got off.
Chainsaw.
He's got off.
I guess you got what you came for. What's that? Surgery with the chainsaw.
He's got off.
Chainsaw.
He's got off.
Hey YouTubers, welcome to Fangs Out. This is your host Frank the Vamp, and I have a little surprise for you. During Horror Month, we've been reviewing Friday the 13th, the franchise from worst to best. But I'm going to take a little tiny break on that because it's Horror Month, and I'm like, come on, what's better than taking on one great franchise? Taking on two great franchises at the same time. So I decided that we're going to add more excitement in Horror Month. In honor of Horror Month, we're going to do the Texas Chainsaw Massacre franchise, ranking from worst to best. So up to this point, everything's fantastic, but I have to do one little thing first. I have to watch the Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3D because I haven't seen it. So I'll be right back. I'm gonna take a look at it and then I'll tell you my thoughts. Oh my gosh, what the... Oh gosh. You know, I watched bad films before. I watch quite a lot of them. Some of them are so bad they're good, and some of them are just so bad they just want to make you want to puke, and then you taste that aftertaste of your puke in your mouth. This is one of those. You know, I seen bad films. I mean, in the Jason series, Jason Takes Manhattan. I mean, it's bad. You know, it's in a boat. It takes forever. You know, bad kills, lousy writing. I mean, you take that with a grain of salt. Then you go deeper down, and then you go to the hell that is the Nightmare on Elm Street remake, and that's terrible. And then you watch it, but then you appreciate, you know, a couple of good kills, a couple of good lines of Freddy, and you know, you recognize that the actor playing Freddy's not so bad. It's just that he was miscast. Then you watch something like After Earth, and then you're bored to death. And you recognize the bad directing, bad writing, bad overall. And then you go deeper. You go deeper than that. It's almost like you open up a hole, and then there's a septic tank, and then there's shit. Beneath the shit is this movie. I don't think I've been like personally offended by saying that this killed the franchise, but I think this killed the franchise. You know, I mean, I know there's another film coming out, but this is a franchise ender. This is horrible. Where should I begin? Oh my god. Okay, let's talk positives. Okay, let's talk to the very few positive things, and then so I can start ranting on how awful this movie really is. Well, you know, it starts with a great premise. The first few minutes of this movie are fantastic because, on 3D, you know, on HD, you're seeing the beautifully rendered masterpiece, the 1974 Texas Chainsaw Massacre. We're going into wonderful territory, and this movie was supposed to be a direct sequel. We're gonna finally find out what happened to Leatherface and the family, and the house, and what the aftermath, what really happened, with everything. In that's the type. What happened to the girl? We're gonna find everything out, right? Wrong. We don't find shit because after those wonderful moments go, then we get the plot, which is. But okay, we're still talking positive, right? So I'm not gonna describe the plot yet. That's positive. I love the footage of the other film. The other positive thing is that I'm gonna say that the actor that plays Leatherface is not bad, and the look, it's not terrible. That is where the good critique ends. The story, if you can call it a story, has more plot holes than the moon. First of all, I know you've seen it in many places in the internet, but or many reviewers already told you, but I'm just gonna repeat it because it's freaking obvious. If this took place in 1974 and now we're back to present day, why is Leatherface? Why is the daughter, relative of Leatherface? She's so young. She should be like 40 years old, and here she's like 20. So the timeline doesn't work. The idiots couldn't even freaking set the movie on 1990, which would have made a lot of sense. 1995 or 1990s, and they didn't do it. Or flat out cast a middle-aged woman. But it's just stupid because everything else is stupid. Supposedly when they were, this is what happened. The sheriff goes in and they goes to the house to get Leatherface, but the family doesn't want to give him up at first, but then they agree. But then the rednecks show up, and then they want to, a lynch mob shows up, and they want to kill everybody. And they molotov the house, and they blew up the house. And then right when some couple kills one of the remaining family members and steals the baby because they can have kids or something like that. I don't know what the hell. And it doesn't make any sense. And rather than being grateful and loving, they just raised the daughter like she's nothing. If they're gonna adopt a baby, you would think that they would treat him right? But no, horrible. And then she goes to supposedly collect an inheritance after she goes there blindly to collect the inheritance back to Texas. Problem is that when she goes to Texas, the lawyer gives her a letter and the keys to the house. She doesn't open up the letter, which doesn't make any sense. If you don't know anything about a relative, you want to know. That would be the first thing I read, because I don't know this person. I never knew that this is supposed to be my last living relative that I know. Oh yeah, she finds out she's adopted. She's told by the parents, and that's why she goes to claim her inheritance. And I'm not gonna describe the plot anymore. It's just some of the worst acting I ever seen. Pointless 3D. The people in this town don't act human, or they're assholes. Everybody's an asshole in this film. even our protagonist, she's bitchy. I mean, can't blame her after she's been raised like that, but there's just a few things that don't add up, man. I'm not even gonna spoil it. This, I mean, bad acting. Terrible what they done to explain. I mean, if they the wasted opportunity, the wonderful things they could have done with this, in continuity errors. It's an insult to the franchise. They rebooted the series. They even did a prequel, where both films are much better than this piece of shit. But this is trash. Don't watch this. Don't buy this. Don't waste your money on this. Sorry I had to begin in such a sour note, but this movie is one of the worst. It's not just. I mean, there's so many cool things about this franchise. I mean, seeing Leatherface being so scary, so terrifying, and so many other cool things. Some of the even with the so-called bad sequels, there's always something to like. Or in this one, it's pretty much unwatchable. It's horrible. Sorry I had to begin like this. But on the bright side, there's other movies from this franchise that are better, much better. And we'll be taking a look in the following videos. See you next time.